Adishima by Mamu Nachi and Mamma Quaba Anope Edibaki FM TV so Anope Emre Asosen Sema Yabuano Efi my money Nina Ebesom was a KFM TV news and there a February Busminida etosu ediono ewo afin pinuni ediono enum Yemamuina Ache Esign and Mamma Quaba Ebium Nanope Semno ye asida kesie ebeko ediama talent microfinance and the talent for say upe baby esi sika ma o ha obi amba ho a talent nkwa ana obetimi ede wo ho adomomo wo maso ekese no ewo circle adabraka dance bar ahaya anna talent microfinance wo mabron scientist ewo a wo mo twese wo mo nsi ho no eda form boko ede manuti sa o ye adwumeko ankrankwe ana se uton ade na upe baby esi o sika mansi ho no adoso ede amon talent nkwa ana no pei obetimi ede ho akodom wo
Afia KFM Musical Center, almost a banning instruments, a papa, or the woman. Udi ejume becha mawa bibia be kon kaina konenim dia maono e ade se KFM Musical Center etunsa e dia fro obi oyenwum ho ejume bia no ukopie mu omo asye ye honoma bibia e fa instrument hu bia no mbe ye ho hyehye ne kama etimi e dia ma omo won kran Zongole ne hona headquarters na nkasa ewo nenso Ghana ha de omatoto apete a ukopie ma bibia betimi akonkan e dia ma
Dada bat hair cap and so upe phones any ho accessories biana dada bat hair cap and kwa and obenye bi ho se upe iPhone, Infinix, Samsung, Tecno, Itel, Yam battery chargers ninia no dada bat hair cap and kwa and od we ni twemo ho a wonsa ewetimi aka bi ho wo mo ewo kaneshi takwa station nchen ho na ana dada bat hair cap ewo a wo mo so anope wo mo se bra na abeji phones papa ne bo ne so eda form boko ede emma jumeko we anna anope wo mo ebo yechido ma yetimi ede KFM TV news ye de besom wo na mekai wo se news etwago ewo ye abe fontentam video so Facebook and YouTube KFM TV GH no tubetimi akoho na wakohwewi no wahye na wa like na wo de wadwenche enso ede guasie amai kama so opese wo twe wadwen enso ewo news so awetimi dia fa ya homa true for you 024623 9070 0246239070 na odo adwenche na fa hodi abrain na kenkan kama ede ama anope edin ameje so en Maame Esi Nkrumah meni menuaba
Afia Fosuah Oduahoma Sresrebidi utimi so frame mefia
ye gina we so na yetwan ho sima abaye ba nsem no ye be hya ase ede ama ebusuafo ye gusua mugoso hwe KFM TV news na no pensem no de edimo akotene ebi enese eye mrahye bedwane a owo asen not no ne ho nsem abetodwa no peye bedomo asuko ede ama
sanso no monyafo Alexander Fenyomakin so chese kobase ni din kopiemu ewo ora omo hyehye na afin so mu hwehwe mu omo ye oman mu dia wode ombekwa kopiemu ewo asem dibia
ye dem beko edwadie nsemu eye dom kuma omo wo mrahye bedwafie enso de abetodwa mo pushi se koko bo no ebetimi akwenim ede ama wo
na ewe ni gidie nsemu no so ade se funny face akasa o chese Vanessa sisi ano woni na kohyia sini bi mu omu twa no oye ne ex no wo chese woni ni asem bi mu nsem no so nkyeremu ewo
ebusuafo we ni nsem eni afufuro pi anope yabo ano ayede ebesom wo se KFM TV news ye hye nsem na se ede amamo anope dia eye dom keto ano ba no deni awo mrahye bedwafie onmonyamfo Alexander Afenyomakins na wode nsem bi abetudwa wo chemu se eye operation recover all loot oral eye committee no wo chemu se sembre no so na wo mudi edin no eba mbontin mu na wo hu se eye ni din anase ni property bi eka ho a ade a action bi a obetake no ade obebo ne homodin amasade no esiye papa esanse sa operation recover all loot committee a omate ne nkrofo ejapade ahodo na omohwehwem no wo chese ono de sade no emfa emma no nti wo hu se ni din ebepie mu dia ade a bebi amra ne da bia no behwe na wode atonsem we onmonyamfo Alexander Afenyomakins ana wode atudwa
2017 when a matter of this nature arose, President Mahama tweeted to condemn that action and criticize the government of the day. In his campaign, he assured the youth that he won't come and terminate anybody's appointment. Some of these appointments, the processes started way back, and eventually the appointment letters were issued, some September, October, some November, some December. I have seen letters that are terminating appointments that were made as far back as June last year. But we've raised it on the floor. I've written to Mr. President today on this matter.
You've written to the President?
Yes, I have.
Demanded what exactly?
Oh, I've written to Mr. President, stating the fact and calling on him to intervene and stop the action of the Chief of Staff, and that these are Ghanaians who have been employed, who are being thrown out of employment onto the streets. We don't need it as a country. It is not good for the image of the country, and it is creating some deep pain amongst people. Now, they refer to 2017 and say that Honorable Osafo said it was never done. You see, we were all in government. People prevailed on those who wanted to do that to stop. In fact,
Tia was answering moi na Dom Kumano Bano Denny. Aye, Unmanyanfo Alexander Fenyo Markin. Kasa and Switche Musene Sisiano. Ghana by yin crofo bebre ne di wonoma tisri form Juma December 17 besi January bosumi no muno. Ade se omunyina no mo appointment ahodo no ye terminate di fro na che so muni wa kwanya ene ahodin biem sa so ya ye de na to no. Otimi kwatena ho se wo ye ejuma na enumu no onimonyamfo Alexander Kwame Afenyoma Keneche so dia desrede kese pa na ekodia ma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama sansa fi 2025 ne eba beto aba no ye ne campaign promises ahodo no de na eka ho ba ko no ye 24-hour economy na che se oba bebue biebie nwuma kese anu ama mebu na omo wo man Ghana ha obewie school ti fi no metimi enye bi aye na aboa ama unemployment ati se wo man Ghana ha no etumi abrase na sansem we nyina no wetimi aka na afi ubetena aso mo menye adwuma so wo sai ka se wo yi wo mo atuase akonya na se mu ahode no uje fro mo nsa wo che se nya de se etimi twa yi pa nti ene de nkebe ya wo de ne nan esimu bi de adesrede akọ edi ama na se gyina ya wo si no ebe ya nka wo nja nti semwe na Odmonyamfo Alexander Kwame Afenyoma Kingdom Kumano Ban Deni Ormashebe fi no wodi adesrede akọ edi ama His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Ebusiafo yegusua ewo Alexander Afenyoma Kinsin semi sodia endrada ene de betu manim se mrahye a owo akwetia Odmonyamfo NSC akumi court etonsa e de afre no se wombra na ensem ba kumienu bia wo ho no wombeyi ne ho ano emfamfa ho na no anekoban se court etwi papa o matwena won fa nenim embekye na no ana ende dom ketwa no ban no deni onmonyafo Alexander Afenyoma Kins de abetudwa wo de bo chekese ekwama kofoidua high court a wo twem se wo monka makoma nto omyem na owura NSC akumi no wo ye wo mankasa wo modie no ti kwan bia wo mbefa so a wo mo eba no wo mbema no ebepie mu wo court no ade a wo mo ebefa so no nti court no wo monka makoma nto omyem na wo guso a ene owura NSC akumi kasa se ne be ya enu anim ya no betimi ebepie mu wo court na wo beyi ne ho ano afa nsem bi ho na bebi amra no wo se wo mutimi de to no na wo ahwe na wo de ato enu nti nsem efi dom kuma no ba no deni onmonyamfo Alexander Afenyoma Kinsen chen ana eba.
Yegusua ewo eye court nsem ni mu na afi 2025 ye to aba no ukopie mu akwetia ne mpotemu a onbonyafo Henry Buachi yi adom on negina mu edema the National Democratic Congress NDC amenyuko no na afi nsora NS ya akome ogina mu edema the New Patriotic Party NPP amenyuko no mu mienu nyina no wo mo primra hyebedwade bre no se be ya de wo sefata no betimi afedi so na ho mpuntunwuma no so aka His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ho na chese bibia etimi akonkan na bra bato ne ba na wieye no na chese nchiwa show kakra ewo henam so ma asem ne kopie mu ewo Koforidua High Court entina empanyifo ahye so Rhines yakumi won brambe piem wo makache na ensem bia ewo so omokeka siani na bebi amra ne da no muntimi fa ye ntoye no enya de so ra NS yakumi kopie mu da wo motwe na enya de se na wotimi eko na Bernard Benia Kubeidu wono ye lawyer edema Henry Buachi yadom onu ginemu edema NDC amenyuko no wo chese di ora no eye no enya de se etwimi etwa ye krasa nse mpanyifo hye ne se ma ne nkoma won so afnemu ma ye nsuai no e ma ne nginemu semra hye bedwani ma de hye wono mo akwatia ne nso saa ohya wo de to ne so ni nyina no wo botugu baabi na January 6 okogina wo so afnemu ma ye suai no na saa ne ma waye ni nyina na ye nimtiabuo nti mpanyifo hwehwe ne denden dia wo chese wo mo hwehwe no mo nsa so ne paachi nso a emra ne ni bedi ne nwonwonwe di ne fikofiko a enya asem keto akra nto ora bedu chese o mo de nkrata de court ne de aba o mo gusu atwe ora na si akumi o de ne meba wo kyena meba na o chese kwesi ada kra no mbeso ni mu kra na emra ne ni bedi nti we ni nsem a eye ora bedu a ono ye lawyer de madi ogina mu ema NDC amenyuko no Henry Buachi yadom wono so de aba beto eja
Adeshimamba yeto ansem ne so ede amamo anope edia eye mrahye bedwane a owo Asin North abaton peswa so eye owura James eye jachi question na wode abetudwa wo chem se ade wode adehyede ene ekwama Ghana mpenifo ne titiu ene wo mu a wo mo hyemra e wo man Ghana ha wo chese eye dual citizenship no wo mo enhwe na enum yanka wo ntimi empase sa bill no se ne be betimi aboa no ma eye ne ho akọ atwe a wo pese sa bill we won be pass se ne be ya ne ho betimi ato no wo chese nmenum ya ke be ya mpenifo ene Ghana wo mo hyemra no mo hwe na mo pass ne intentem na no ma bia wo so oye no wetimi aye edi aboa wo man Ghana same way efi eye Asin North mrahye bedwane eye owura James question chen ana eba yentie ne nsem no a wo de to dwa no bi
allows us to reflect on the perseverance of our people throughout history, slavery, institutional racism, and the ongoing fight for equality. Africa, despite being rich in natural resources, remains paradoxically underdeveloped due to centuries of exploitation, colonization, and unfair global systems. I stand here not as a victim of political challenges, but as a testament to the resilience of every Ghanaian who believes in the power of democracy and justice. Mr. Speaker, the fight against dual citizenship, restrictions on political ambition is not a personal battle, but a national conversation. Our Constitution, while a beacon of democracy, must evolve to reflect the global realities of our people. How do we marginalize those who have sought better opportunities abroad, yet remain deeply connected to Ghana? How do we exclude them from leadership when their hearts, skills, and resources are dedicated to building our nation? Mr. Speaker, it is important that we expedite action on this passage of the Dual Citizenship Amendment Bill.
I believe that there's also a gamut of other duties we have to examine. One of them that I'm also passionate about is the question of taxation. So that if you're a dual citizen and you're entitled to be a member of parliament, you're entitled to be a chief justice, and you are earning your income from, say, the United Kingdom, the Ghanaian tax regime should be able to catch up with you as well.
Look at how our democracies, very weak democracies, sometimes even fake democracies, because every time people are looking for opportunities to cheat just to get to power. And so I think African leaders will have to do a true reflection And as we do this true reflection, one of the things we also have to understand is that the aid dependency of African leaders and African countries, we must move from that and develop local and indigenous solutions for African problems. If we are able to do this, then the Black History Month will make a lot of meaning to all of us as Africans. Thank you very much, Mr.
Ebusia Intora James Achikwesin ene na yetie ye no na ye pema consent foforo mu edia ebra His Excellency John Dramani Mahama de nkrata bibre na pie na ka cheche se wono ma ye form adwuma December 7th ene afin so afiye mu January bosumi mu ade se oje saa tumi ni nyina de efre mu sa na appointment ahodo no wa terminate e de efri ho no enam so ama Tertiary Teachers Union no mo wo man Ghana hanso akasa e wo sansem ni wo sanse wo ye kosa aso ye humesua aso ye ho na ade se wonom so aye form adwuma no ebi etimi akom ade hye se 20,000 a wo munya mu akwanya na nkomokọ akọkira de no menya sikapudo de go mbotuma hwe ebusua eni Afia adofo na ebi akom enam so amomo de ya de srede akọ de ama His Excellency said de ekoso ne nkebe ya won fa ne nan ensimu no ma omotumi na omuntimi enkọkire ade biem sanse komanse wenye adwuma na kwansini ye sanse oje saa tumi ne de free unsa ho nsem kan na kwa akoye bibia ewo ho na nam so ama General Secretary de Ghana National Association of Teachers Michenat School no Thomas Tanko Musa wonu Nigeria Musde saa de srede kodi ama ban esan so che say achechefo no enya akomatoye mu no momo makoma embra from sanse omuguso ane mpanyifo kasa omo ogide mapa senche bia no de ekoso no ombeye bibi de afa ho a eno omuguso a ehwe eya achechefo nanim na afin so aban nanim say de sefata no won hwe na wonye emfa momo no de nsembe awieye na president the Coalition of Concerned Teachers CCT Orakin Ali Audu enso say send your modi adesrede akọ de amampanyifo no Ghana Education Service uguso ehwe manim say omubetie na ometimi aye no asumpemu na afin so de do makoma so ometimi amomo akwanya no enya akọkira de na nya sika nso de ahwe abusua no womo eguso ehwe mpanyifo enim so mo beye no enimanimu ya nya saade a abrabo na ye din yi papa de amamu nti we ni nsem a eno so efre o makache de abusua ye gina we so na ya tonkra ye ba nsem no de aka ne dooso ye de besom.
For and I am Makwaba at the bar, a KFM musical shopper. The Tosumiano, who free a Kumasa Malcolm that Damono, a sunny at the bar at Dumino, Sabrano who do a Sambra Junction, Sambra Hotel, Quantana Sope. Now shop on any Sambra Hotel and the Dinsha anymore. Would the free Sambra Hotel, a wool sunny at the co, Nankane and Hagan Hono, Annie, a hot and a KFM musical shop. Dear Tosumiano, yet be no fofro. Now, dear Ekani said, if you dear papa et Miche, the Odia sorry, dear Udi grow agro ahudo, Juma dear be a woody obey here a young figure musical instrument piano, a KFM into a say Ghana Muntie Asante Mai Muntie, a KFM musical shop, Anna Sabre, yet be no fofro Munichai, a war Premper the 2nd Street. Ufri all me come down na wo sane ede ko adum no ane udu Sambra Hotel Quantana so na wa dane on sani faso oho ana KFM musical shop yi ewo ye ne Sambra Hotel ana ehwe animo ye twa abrebia
gina mesi se meya proud ana se meya dwa na free Kumasi adum KFM instrument store obi bisa sa se bo men fo dia what to me won ni sida wo de ni ma papa e gira wanim na wo to no say yes what to no bibi aka wakoma ni nyina free KFM instrument store Kumasi adum se mi gira na me to no ma mi ti nya ho me ka fi se fi papa mu anim na mi gina no Ubetno yako maya dusi kane jananka kane and some way.
Tintin Safwa, and Quatintin Safwa, and ye, and then Semper Yebenya Eddie a free, Dorifa Pharmaceutical Limited, Asia. Etifia Sam was say, Sebasa Wunamusi Wunam Suye, and now Tayari to Aswa, Yentiasia, or Dr. Becatro se collab, near Kwasho Mojemu and Asa Ujunsumu. Na emuaye beba no ebi ne say infections bi aba mogya mu we kire say edan wapai amantefre etimi ewurewu mu ne santi obetimi ahyase ate ahokeka eya ahohene ewo dipadua mu de di wo bio honam betimi atetew de atoso bio honam be yose de nkukodwie enam honam na nachi kwa no benya tipaya etoto aso bebre wadwe say wo beso aduro wo be ye dan nanso enjai efiri wo kwa no tifa betimi apayo wani fa betimi apuru nsuo bebre we betimi ama honam nyina betimi ayewoya ebe wadwe say malaria achi na malaria anya den oncheo we dey say bacteria emwawa aba omogye mu omabetu kosua enu nti nom de infections na bro na bacteria benya eye bacteria ye friend say syphilis ni twidi no ye bekasa kekaye aduro ba akope a wohia say obetimi ede akono eno ne Dorifa Vigo Plus e wo bra benom ne mretintimu de atoso mienu ebetua basa wo ye oba na nkebere bia be yi pant ana wa na amugye no na nkemu ye wesi na so akire yi kono na kola bi abamu a eye yellowish anansa akokọ srade we e kire wo say wo hia e de epu amowa na ono so de obetimi de aboa wo ne say ebema abre bia wase ekuro beba ho enti wo yi pant abehu sa kola no wo ho woni be ma be hiem na so beti iyaw wani nje ho we kire say e de epu amowa from say candida e bia ba omogya mu de atoso bia wo ye bere ma okokọ furu bia ebema ho be ye ensansan na so pai na ebe hia kọ ewumu ebeba de atoso mi ensa ebetumi aba say infections ya wanya no ebetumi akwa yesa wo jonso ebre di kai a wo jonso na so wate iyaw e wo ba mamu na ensufita bi anase moje sufi free mu eba ana wanya tissue bi efru ba mamu epie efru urethra mu oba so betimi ehunu ne se bredi ka wo de ba ma hia na nso nase eya ne ya entene ne ngi so wo de ba ma be hia mu na nso nka ye free efri wo kro no obehu se bi a Coca-Cola ebeba wo nase sab ayare we say mo bi e from say gonorrhea ni twiden de baba so enam sam mo we so betimi am ya hyew catheter wo bre bi a wo nyini anase a hyew roba saw ye oba na wo ye bema we gonorrhea no ne yare no etimi de mpompobone ne ade ade ba oba ana berema so etimi masabi wo shevu a wase ensa betimi apiepie e wa bra wani na impokratimi si awo ho kwai senso etimi jawo ema wutimi de wo so a e masabi abofra na nitimi esen anase otimi ebubu we yare a efri gonorrhea anase baba so yare emu sa yare we eduro ba kope a obetimi de atu ase Dorifa Vigo Plus we nyinanti ana Dorifa fo akwakofa Dorifa Vigo Plus edi abrewo ebra ba no mra tinti bia no ebeyi yare ni nyina ede efiri ho no mo edi amawo kenkan sam etosumienu ene se ebra wanya iyaw ewo ni paduam se wo chikase wo sisi ene wo to ase no kai wonu sasrade boni enso betimi aboawo ama samu from se chlamydia na nya ba bia asi enu nti no omase akwakofa Dorifa kick-up tincture edi abrewo se ebra wonom Dorifa Vigo Plus edi kum infections no na ofa Dorifa kick-up tincture edi kutia ekuro ene srade boni abani paduamu na minu ya ba makai wonu se bra bia yefuru ba kasi bia ba matwe eye tietia wo ye oba so a ema wase kwan so bie wa bra yefuru aye kakraka enti abre biara be koprensa white how biara check wafu ya ade be ma ni nje na exercise de edi wonya we enti na oso ukodwama nso na kokope Dorifa Vigo Plus ene Dorifa kick-up tincture na auto na we use na kai wonu say Dorifa kick-up tincture no eye dra ye de fra ensuo na eni be change ayete some milk and san why dey wanom ebra obenum dorifa Vigo plus bia na yedi nsuhunu na enom na wonum wia metia biasa ansa na abenum dorifa kick up tincha etufo enko bia yetu nroton ana atofo so momfa mo ani nche bia yeto waduro bia wokwa awoso pe dorifa Vigo plus any dorifa kick up tincha enkwatenten safoa enkwatenten safoa enkwatenten safoa eni ahweye
Ebusuafo yegusua edamwase esan mama kwaba se mo hwe KFM TV News. Mika o se news say etwegu e abefo ntentam video su Facebook any YouTube KFM TV GH eno nti betimi akoho na wakohwe bi no ahye na wa like na wode wadwenche enso ede egu ase ama kama mesan ka o se opese wode wadwenche eba dwumedie so a obetimi ede afa ye WhatsApp line so 0246 239070 0246 239070 busuafo yeto ansem ne so ede amamudia eye penny awo eye mamprugu ana wasan eye president ede man North East Regional House of Chiefs eye na Buhagu eye Abdullahi Mahami eye Shiriga na wono ana ode nsem bi eko ede amaga na mampeni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama woche mu se eye curfew a wode to wode atu amanfo ya wo mo ewo wale ene ne important so no wo mbehye a nkebe ya mampani John Dramani Mahama nhwe na sa curfew no yi ni nia ndi enfamfiri omo so enu nti eye manpugu anapeni a woda North East Regional House of Chiefs ano ana wode nsem we ekwama eye His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Watch mu se sa curfew no ade bia help mu ye papa ewu mu se wale no mentime ho ase bi ekoso ekunkum ene enda na yekun obi ato cha na yekun obi ato an aba mom ne mom wo mu sha ban se na be ya wo mu susu wo betime enye omo fa ho de ni ke be ya won hwe na won yi sa curfew no emfa free omo so no de wo hye bo se sa de na esi wale ene ne important no ade a wo be hwe na wo mo aso ano enumanimu ya se ne be ya obi bia ehu ebetimi atono ewo ho nti semwe ana na Buhagu Abdullahi Mahami Shiriga enso ede abetudwa ebia edini bu asusu won
Wedru
emu yedu akasa
Ebusaye for every year wale na yenko Brekum East mantam no emu na mrahye bedwani owo honom no e de aba betudwa na ne nsem no wo kyerese sisi ado bepie mu ewo ho a wo mo poms ahodo mo dinya nsu a ebua ma ade hye mo ho timi to mo no sisi ade akrofo atie si obuso anya asem keto akra na no mo obe se duonu ba ko 21 emudu 914 de sisi ade akwa akodi nsafoforo mo hwehwe kra mo enhu nanso mrahye bedwani ma ade hye won mo Brekum East susu se Ora Nelson asem na meke wo susu se ne ekoso ne die sisi no scrap dealers ahodo a wo mo wo sa brono ne so no mo na edi sa abonefo semia etisa wo che se koba se ha adwin ye papa san se kwaye form wo sa mpotem ho no eba ne se no ba ye nyini from a fuel pumps ya eni afin so pumps ya no mo didi ensuo egu sa no ba ye so a etimi nyini eye prom ne koba se sa pumps yi ni ho de a e de ha ne a eyi amane bebre na ne bebre eye kwaye fo no nti we de empanyifo form na nsi form no mo nya nhwehwemu fa ho wo mo a na mo so ma sa pumps yetimi ayira nsuo kromo nya bi mfa nya omade no mra ni ntimi eni wo mo endi ni nhyemu a wode tu dwa no yeto aso ama
serious water crisis. In 2014, my constituency was blessed with an urban water project that brought finality to the water problem within my constituency. But just last month ago, Mr. Speaker, these scrap dealers and thieves have they have stolen 14 pumps out of the 21 borehole pumps that supports the water system within the constituency. Mr. Speaker, I was in my constituency just last weekend. And I went round, and it's extremely worrying and so sad that water is a big problem across the country, most of the constituencies, and my constituency in particular. We are blessed to have an urban water project that brought finality to the water problem in my constituency. So coming here, I was only going to concern myself with other things, only to go back to the constituency to realize that out of the 21 boreholes dug, 14 of them have been stolen. And as at now, please, humble yourself to learn.
Honourable members, order.
We operate surface water and borehole for the good people of Rekum.
Honourable member, did I hear you say stolen or out of order or out of function?
The pumps that empower
the boreholes
has been stolen.
The pumps were stolen. The pumps.
I am saying that the pumps that powers, please, the pumps that power the boreholes has been stolen. And this is extremely worrying because we were relying on surface water.
Honourable members, order. Honourable members, order.
Plus, Mr. Speaker, the 14 boreholes, the pumps that have been stolen, were augmenting supply of water to my constituents, and this was blessed by Professor Mills and John Dramani Mahama under the ESWA administration during our first tenure. But unfortunately, Mr. Speaker,
honourable members, can we have some order?
The pumps in the boreholes, please. There are pumps in boreholes. And these boreholes that supply us water, the pumps have been stolen. And
for enuntin same way anna omodi to dwa ewo mahye bedwa fie ye to ansem ne so e dia mamodi anansen abeto dwa se ye cholera ya de no atinken se ye papa pa ewo eye western regional nipa dodo na anna wo mu enya yade bi na enom anna endedue eye mahye bedwa ne a owo takrade enso de abeto dwa wo chem se na be ya cholera ya de wo betimi aso ano na akokra wo bibia enya bibiom no nke be ya eye toilet no womonye no ebusua bia ene womo ejanan baako womonye sade na eno ene betimi aboa amasa yade ya tinkensen wo hono ano ebetimi abrase na wodin semwe etudwa mra wo ne mrahebedwafo ehia ye ne ho ana eye mrahebedwane a owo takrade edisansemwe na etudwa yentie ne nsema wodi tudwa no ebi.
Cholera. This is not something that is happening to Ghana the first time maybe in the last 50 years. They seem to reoccur and reoccur and reoccur. Unfortunately, when they occur, public officers bear the brunt, as if they are the people causing the problem. But from all the speakers and from literature and practice, you realize that sanitation is number one. Mr. Speaker, how can we have a country where people build houses and there are no toilets in them? How can we? How can we have people use the washrooms, don't wash their hands, and go and eat? How can we get food vendors prepare food without cooking them well or washing them well, and still blame somebody outside the vicinity? So I believe that it is time we educate our people that prevention is always better than cure. And if you actually understand what happened during the COVID period, where we didn't record any cholera cases, it was because we were practicing safe hygiene, using sanitizers, washing our hands, and all that. And I believe that we have to bring that focus back on that safety, hygienic practices again, so that Ghanaians understand that cholera can be prevented. When I was a child, what I realized was that anytime mangoes
started booming in town, cholera also reared its ugly head. So ever since I was a child, anytime there was mango in town, I never eat mango. I wait for the mango to prevent cholera. And it has worked for me up till today. So I believe that this business of toilets not being in homes is something that the local government minister would have to take it on seriously. At least there should be one toilet, one family. If it's even a compound house and we have 3 different families, they should have 3 different toilets. Because we all know that public toilets are not safe. We all know. We know emergency cases in schools or maybe in lorry parks, but in communities, we should do whatever it takes to make sure that we put toilets in every home. That should be the strategy. Otherwise, we'll come back to be talking about these things all the time. Doctor also made mention of the town council people that used to come around when we were children. They call them tankers. In fact, in those days when we were kids and you hear that the tankers were coming to your area, every household got cleaned up because you know that you are going to be charged. Recently in my region, we introduced what we call the e-tankers, where we try to digitalize the tankersing program. And virtually all the districts.
Ebusia nti we ni mrahye bedwani a wo eye takrade ne importem we one family one toilet na chese se ne cholera yade no eko no esi hu ne sei one family one toilet
so on na sesi oye MP so is he willing to do that for them?
Well, once Saudi abe to dwade am
because sesi amimi hu ne se eye appeal no or hwehwe free ma aban ho na wo ho na de wo yes si una wo ye MP enti se wo suggest bibi se wo na wo make first move na aban ni so se oh we ebeboa because oye say no abuanti ono so onye den on fa no na wo ka one toilet one family one toilet
the ekumi kan say a compound house na family near me toilet me and na form
o sha ase a on bedi na chi nti on sha ase na ndi echire
e bu say ye free yes ansem ni mu na ye nko eye Ajomrodra constituency na executive sir womo eda the National Democratic Congress NDC amenyuko na no woma ba be kasa e dia fa omudwom tinani a wo ho eye Emmanuel Enokof na omo kire se eye fo magudie tu bia na namra kwan so a womo de to ne sese oreyi e na ne nsa sha ase no di mutintima no womo de aba be tu dwe kire se nukure biara ennim na eye bebunu dom frefro e de masa ampotem honom no eye Christopher Tibua wono na gine mu kasama executive ye kire se de course so ne de nkrofo keka no eye ntwato so obi no mode to eye onmunyamfo esisa so no ankasa ne ho kani no eye ade se enzima eye municipal chief executive omudi bre no wo gine mu apribi nso omudi omususu se no nti ene nkrofo ahya ase esen ni din a eno entimi namra kwan so a eno bema eho akwanya ma ne yira ono gine mu no so nkrofo entimi emfasa atumi no enhye ne santi we do che se de nkrofo keka ene afin so de ekokọ montene mu nyina no no kra bi enim ti wuti sansem ne dia bo fatugu baby tora Christopher ninsem no eni.
Until now, there is every attempt to bring him down. With Chairman Enokofi in position, there is no way the MPP can rise again in Everett Ajomrodra constituency. We therefore call on the party hierarchy to ignore such publications and treat it with the contempt deserved. We believe that some individuals with vested malicious intent driven by selfish interest in collaboration with some individuals from the NPP are trying to destroy the image of the constituency chairman, all because of the MCA-ship position. We, the constituency executive and the grassroots, therefore urge the leadership of the NDC to take note that this development and recognize that we are committed to upholding the party ideals. We demand a competent and affable leader to head the municipality, ensuring that the agenda of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is achieved. We are
for ye gyina sansɛm wei so na atwa yɛn ho sima abayɛ ba a edwadie nsɛm ana yɛde ɛbrɛw. For ye the more echo edwadiem semudia dom kuma a womo ewo mahye bedwafie de abeto aban enima womo echese koko no sesi ade womo stra aban se wonhwe na wonye bibi emfanfa homo ma womo stra aban se enkebe ya koko bag no wonhwe ma no enkodu 7000 no ene be ya ade a ebeboa koko dwumayefo a womo ewo man mo enu tinsemwe dom kuma no me che minority a womo ewo mahye bedwafie ene de adehede kesewe de kwama aban mu twemu se afimpinu ni eduonu ennan emumche 2024 price no asesi a yewura afifufro mebe ya anka aban enhwe na oma koko bag no ne bo no entimi enko enim enfa momo ne no ebetimi ama koko dwumayefo no omo ho etimi ahehan yomo omo de nsemwe etudwa ewo mahye bedwafie yenti nsem bia dom kuma no de tudwa.
During the 2024 election campaign, the expectation of farmers were heightened by the NDC sustained promise of a higher producer price of not less than 70% of the world market price. Anxiety of farmers has already built up in the past 44 days of the NDC in office, and nothing must be done to let these fateful moments get out of proportion. We know that the producer price is usually reviewed and announced at the beginning of the crop year, that is October. The immediate past administration has shown the way that the producer price can be reviewed in course of the crop season, whenever the circumstances are right, in the interest of the cocoa farmer. After announcing the producer price of 1,308 per bag on 8 September 2023 for the 2023-2024 crop year, it was reviewed and announced in April 2024 to 2,070 per bag. A new producer price of 3,000 cedis per bag was announced on 11 September 2024 for the 2024-2025 crop year, and the price was again reviewed in November 2024 to 3,100 Ghana cedis per bag. What, with the world market price having gone past $11,000 per ton, the circumstance has more than ripened for the cocoa farmer to hear a new producer price. We therefore demand that a new producer price of not less than 7,400 bags be given to the farmer immediately. I repeat that. We therefore demand that a new producer price of not less than 7,400 per bag be given to the farmer.
On air.
Aye, transem ne so edi ama odi onmunya for Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa on eye Minister for Foreign Affairs. Na eno adokopie mu wo passport officer no won Nkramante mu he omo headquarters kese ni mu. Ho no di tuja se 24-hour economy no ba beye adwuma dindin de nya asem keto akra na anope wie nwumra na dwo bra be kwa kopie mu o matna ye ho a wo pe passport e di tu kwan no ade so be ko na adwuma ye fo wo ho mo ye adwuma bibia betimi akoyi edi ama enumu eno di tu je che se no mo ye nhihye ya ahwe no wo mo bo mo homodin se wo de wo paper na se nkrata wodo no koto ha wo pe o passport na acha na wo twe ba akode e wo se o passport no etimi ebe count sanse fufuro bi e ka we hu a wo de to eja ni chiremu no ye to aso ama.
We have an expanded storage facility, expanded data centers, and then we will also make sure that in terms of conference rooms and other areas where the general public can be comfortable before you attend to them, we'll make sure that that is done. So that is at the headquarters. Then we are also rolling out a program that will ensure that every region in Ghana has a decent passport application center. So we are also going to do that so that Ghanaians everywhere know that we think about them. They are our priority. It should not be the case that if you really need to go through the fiscal vetting, the fiscal processes of ascertaining whether you qualify for a passport or not, assessing your fiscal features and all of that. You need to travel all the way to Accra. We want to end that. It should be a matter of the past. Then you've also heard about big reforms that we want to carry out. We want the passport administration in our country to become a 24-hour operation. So this year, you need to stand by and get ready. Be preparing yourselves. We are going to be running 3 shifts so that we want to cut down on the waiting time for passports. I'm told that you've done quite well. You've come up to about 3 weeks to 4 weeks these days. But we believe that within a week, it should be possible to get a Ghanaian passport when you apply for it. And the 24-hour intervention we are making will address that. Then we are also of the view that we need to get more modernized and do away with the frustration that the general public has been complaining about. So those who will be coming for renewals, you already have their details in your system, you have their biometrics and all of that. You should be able to apply online and get your passports delivered to you through courier. All of this, stress in trying to access a passport application center and then coming back for your passports in a modern era, 21st century, we cannot still be doing that. So as part of the reforms, we are going to make sure that we go fully digital. You can access your passport anywhere you are. And then it is only those who, if the passport administrators determine that there is a need for some fiscal assessment, some interview to be sure that you are truly a Ghanaian and you qualify, or there's some query that has been raised and they want to assess that, because remember that this is also a security matter and we must make sure that our passports do not.
Ebusanti we ni nsem ahodro ra Samuel Kujeto ablakwa ode ebetu dwa na yegyina ne nsem yi so na yetwa ye ho ye ba ye de nsem na ekọ agudemu ye ba sisia.
Amamo ewo agudie mu nsem dia enche bia ana eye asante kotoko eye wo mfan ba ko nipa bonfo bi edesekan ewo na branche efa so eto ananan ewo nsedo eye arehusem yi papa ewo my Ghana ha eno no eye Ghana posifo eni Ghana mpenifo eguso a eye hwehwemu ede afasa asem we ehune no and a national organizer Edima the New Patriotic Party Sami Awuku and so Edia Betuja watch him say see the Bayan campaign for Enfa Tabno and to a year and sa alcohol our moton ewo stadium ahodo emuno watches and Kebeya wo fast tabno and to Sadia no esan so esan say Kumasi ante Asante Kotoko mo fania wuye and sa and sa to atunton so ana wotimi edito ananan ewo nsedren to no de ne nsem a obetimi aka ede atwe mpanifo ene se wo mo enfa tabno ento wo mo a ahodomu no wo mo enja yenti nsem bi asami awuku edito dwa
citing drinking sports and beer bars around these stadia and sports facilities. One, you cannot enter the stadium with alcohol, but the people just take it before entering. So they enter, and by the time that they reach that peak, that is when the match is also at this height. So one, we also have to be clear on the modalities and the guidelines and what we can also have around the various sporting facilities. Today we have a colleague down that I'm an unrepentant fan of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. But I also believe that in helping protect lives within the various precincts of our sports facilities, we have to look at the very things that are cited around it. Yes, you can have food joints, but the sighting of sometimes some of these drinking bars is also a disturbance. Number two has to do with also enhanced security within the stadium. In the various stands, apart from having people who are wearing security badges and uniforms, you can also have plainclothes security. And that is what many of these countries are using within their stadium. So, Mr. Speaker, football, wherever you even have even small teams playing within our communities, you can.
Tia da si bebre sign so mo akwa ba na yewie we nigide ensem no dia Benson na ya ojo nidin a na wo for the man no nsa wo ba si ni twa adwuma nim dia funny face na nkofo bebre na edinim no na nei wade nsem bi ahodo no na aba betudwa dia for no ankasa ne ho Kenya no ne ho ye Vanessa ono ne ye ni baby mama chese one ne wo ye Elaine Beline tafo na wo mu ntem asisi ano mentimo asibi akoso ne ni honom no Watche say woni ni ninchi wa shubi anase ntokwa bia na eye sini foforo mo hwe ni mu se mo betwa mo gusu akika ne mabom no ekoduru ba bi kra se wo sese bi o mo fi o ma no se oyi ni okunu wo sa sini na o mo twa nim na woni de oni o ha bia wa echi obe ne pepe pesan se adwuma no mo ye wono kra de da na koma so hwe nyankopo anim se Vanessa ebeko nanim wa abrabomu obeko nanim wo dia wo ye bia mu emfa woni de esi wo mechi enei wo mo nti bia mu a won ka ne hu bie ma ye ne kanchima anase ni baby mama ni nyina no wo wehye ne well de o ye bia no se nyankopon se nkoyi mfa ma no enti ono de oni hwe ni ewo ne nteme ye ntawatawa bia woni ni hia baby o ntimi ni ndi enkita ho enti fa ni face nsema wo de atodwa de afa Vanessa ho eno no sinitwa do mani mo ba betwa no foforo kra no emu nchemu na wo de ebai ni si egina funny face ne nsem yesu na no pensem ahodo ye boabo ano timi de besom no ye de ni nyina esi de amamo asida piesie enkoma wa oje bre share u TV no ema ye abefo tintan fidie no amoka ye ho nyina no ye se ye damase bebre na ye de mu si dia nsem ne kaka ye ho ade di mu akotene bi ene se ase not abato mpeso asomahye bedwani owura James Jachikwesi no ababe kasa de afa ye dual citizenship amendment bill ne ho sansem no enhwemu no ye de esomo
and so de abetudwa watchem say eye oral team no say edini ba wonti no no ni din anani property bi ebepie mu ade a woni wo mu ebedi ni ye pa
na wedwedi esem no so dom kuma no de adesrede ekọ de amampanyifo se be ya nka kokoo boto no kenkwa nkoduru 7000 ɛno nso nsɛm no yɛde brɛ mu.
Yɛde anigye de nsɛm ɛbrɔ ɛyɛ funny face nso akyerɛ mu sɛ ɛyɛ ne ex-wife Vanessa no wɔne no ɛni ɛyɛ bibi bɔne bia ɛna sɛ wɔne bibi bɔne bia ɛtia no.
Ebusuayen fast danso nkoma talent microfinance eba ne sikasɛm hyehyɛ ya wo mo betimi aboa ne no na meche say nti wo bepiem wo my Ghana ha mantam du ne die wo mo ato apitima nya asɛm keto akra wo kwan hyehyɛ bia fa wo sikasɛm ho no wo betimi aye ma bibia akɔ nanim edi ama.
KFM Musical Center and so esi sɛ ɔpɛ instrument atɔ de a ɛhɔ pɛ ɛna ɔbɛnya instrument papa atɔ a wɔn ɛwɔ akra zongo lane ɛno nti fa wɔn twem hɔ na akɔgye wɔn instrument papa dadaba tech up and so esi sɛ ɔpɛ phones ɛne ɛho accessories a ɛyɛ hɔ pɛ ɛna ɔbɛtumi ɛde wɔn atwem wɔn ɛwɔ kaneshi ɛyɛ takwa station nkyɛn hɔ na ɛhɔ ɛna dadaba tech up ɛwɔ enyimekuo wei ana no pɛ wɔn ɛbɔ yɛ chidom. Ma yɛde KFM TV News no yɛde ɛbɛsom wɔ anɔpɛ aseda kɛseɛ ɛnkɔ ɛmfama wo a wotifi a wohwɛ news saa ɛnso so ana production team ni na yɛbɛde ɔmo nyinaa sisi ɔmo timi ɛboa yɛ ma anɔpɛ yɛde news ɛbrɛ wo na anɔpɛ ɛdin amegye so ɛne Maame Esi Nkrumah me ne me nuaba
Afia Fosuah Oduahoma Sresrebidi ufrem Afia nso a megye so yada mo nyinaa ase ama bobo ɛne hwɛ.